Hello, my dears. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back with Chronic Wellness. I am in an unfamiliar setting today because I'm recording this from the Oregon coast, where my wife and I are staying for a week to celebrate our 25th anniversary. It seems unimaginable to me that I have been alive and doing anything for 25 years in a row, but the fact that I have been loving and being loved by the same human for 25 years is nigh on remarkable. And I sing her praises often on this podcast, and I want to continue to do so. But today I'm going to spend just a moment talking about the fact that I am bisexual. And maybe that's an odd thing for me to devote one episode of the podcast to, but it seems really worthwhile in a world where it still feels necessary for folks to come out who are not straight or gender conforming, because we know that people's minds and hearts are changed by knowing someone personally or having contact with someone who is LGBTQ. And for someone like me, who's been in a long-term committed relationship with someone who is the same sex, it's really easy to assume that my identity is lesbian. And it's important to me to tell you that it's bisexual. And by bisexual, I mean someone who is romantically attracted to someone who is romantically attracted to people of one or more genders. And I think if I had been born 15 years later, I would probably adopt the term pansexual. That's more commonly used today, considered a somewhat more inclusive term, but I wouldn't. I'm old. So bisexual is the term that I use, but that's not meant to be an exclusionary identity at all. And I think that it's easy to assume that bisexual is just a phase, or that bisexual people are just slutty or indecisive, and that feels to me like all the more reason that it's important to make this video and tell you that this bisexual lady fell in love with her wife 25 years ago this week, and here we now are. And while this year, from January 2020 until now, has been one of the most difficult years that we have weathered in our lives together. I would say year 7, year 13, and year 24 really kicked our asses. It makes me all the more grateful, all the more appreciative, all the more humbled that I have found a partner who is loving and generous and has tremendous amounts of integrity and is signed up for the work and doesn't quit when it gets hard, and didn't quit when I got desperately sick or when she thought I would die. So thank you, my love. This is a love song to our relationship and your commitment to me. And for those of you out there who have spouses and partners, tell them how much they matter to you. Communicate how much you appreciate one another. Take time each day to dote on one another and name the things that you are grateful for. It goes a long way. And that is my pro tip for someone who's celebrating 25 years. My love, from my house to yours, and in the midst of illness, I hope that you are finding ways to be well.